Everybody, Figueroa, everyone back here for FSi DFS. I'm going to be breaking down the four-game early slate for Wednesday, the 25th of May. Before I do that, man, it's still Tuesday night here, and my lineups are absolutely on fire. If you watched the video this morning, I recommended Gossman and Gray for your pitching and cash. Looks like both of them are going to get the win. I punted catcher with Trevino. He had home run, like 21 DK points. Torres had 2 home runs, Betts 2 home runs. I just did exactly what I said in the video. I stacked the Dodgers, I stacked the Yankees, and looks like I'm going to be winning several $100 with the opportunity to maybe win 1,000 or so tonight. So that's awesome. So hopefully the video helped you. And small slate here for the afternoon. It's a little bit later in the afternoon. The slate starts at, I believe it's like 3:35. So nothing too sexy or amazing going on here. For it's 3:45. But we're going to break it down and just go through it quickly. Doesn't look like we're going to have any weather concerns, which is pretty good. It is the night before, so just make sure you check back and things could change. You have the Mets in San Francisco. You have a guy that's calling up from AAA Syracuse because with the Mets, with all the double headers and everything Coors, they just needed somebody to be a six-man in the rotation. And some of the guys at the back end of the rotation are not doing so well. So, and they do have DeGrom out and Scherzer back out on like the IL. So, I mean, the Mets are struggling for pitchers, and this guy's been doing pretty good in AAA Syracuse. So, Thomas says Pucky, Szappucki. He's not 4K, he's 5,500, but it looks like his numbers are decent in AAA. And looking at the Giants lineup, it doesn't lift. He's a lefty, and I know the Giants mix and match it pretty well. Longoria hurt his shoulder diving for a ball. He said tonight that he should be able to pinch hit. So my guess is he'll be back in the lineup. But just looking at the lineup that the Giants might throw out there, it doesn't really look super scary. So I think he's definitely in play. They haven't seen him before. He could get completely blown up, or he could go out there and go like he's a starter in AAA, so he probably can go 3 or 4 innings if he's doing well. And at 5.5K, you really don't need that much. Jacob Junis on the other side, not really interested in. I think, if you're looking at a medium range pitcher, like I think everybody's kind of in play except for Fetty against the Dodgers. But even, if you're in only a 4-game slate, I'm sure there are people that will play him just in case something weird happens and he has a great day. So Junis, I'm not really looking at. I think the Mets probably my second favorite stack here, and I think you could take San Francisco here. They're mostly cheap guys against the rookie pitchers getting called up for AAA. The only thing is like the lineup. It looks like Ruff, Flores, and Longoria. You have Yastrzemski, who really doesn't hit lefties great, and then you have people like Kevin Prado, Estrada, Joey Bart, and like Stuart Fairchild. Like there's not like household names at the bottom of this lineup. So yes, you could stack San Francisco, but I don't really think that it's like a spectacular lineup that they're going to be throwing out there. Plus, it is Wednesday, and it's usually like a getaway day for most of these teams that are just trying to wrap up series before they travel and go on. Either they have the day off tomorrow, or they go on Thursday, and then they go on to a new city. So we'll just have to watch that also. But I think if the Mets throw out their normal lineup there, definitely Nemo, Lindor, McNeil, I like them, but I'll even take some of the righties there too. So then we have the Dodgers and Nationals. And again, watch the Dodgers and see what the lineup comes out, because, they had a lot of hits tonight. Again, they're playing a lot of games in a lot of days. Bellinger was out of the lineup. He wasn't feeling well, but it looks like he should probably return. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Bats or one of the big bats gets the day off. So just watch that for your lineups too. If Bellinger's back in, I definitely like him. Definitely like the lefties against Fetty here. Can play the righties as well. It was we thought the lefties would be the ones to crush it, and Betts went out and hit 2 home runs, and I think Turner had a home run also, and Chris Taylor, I believe he did and all those are righty on righties. So, Dodgers just an amazing team with amazing hitters and amazing players. So I think you can pretty much play anybody on the roster in any matchup unless they're against a stud ace pitcher. So definitely top stack on the slate there. Urias. Washington hasn't been lighting the world on fire, but I think out of all the pitchers there, I think he'd be like between he and Ray would be like between 3 and 4. I definitely Darvish, I think it's going to be your SP1 here, and Blackburn the second one. And then I think in third in line, you have a choice between like Ray and Urias. And I'm just not interested in Urias. He doesn't get a ton of strikeouts. Washington has a couple strikeouts in the lineup, but they're not that bad. They're middle of the road offensively on everything. So not super interested there, but and Fetty on the other side, I think he's like probably the fade here. And Washington would probably be I can see some value in playing some of these guys here in such a small slate, but I think they're probably my least favorite stack out of everybody. So on to the next game. Milwaukee and the Padres. You have Aaron Ashby against Yu Darvish. Ashby really hasn't done a ton. Kind of rather look at the right-handed bats on San Diego here, and Darvish on the other side. I think just by default is going to be the best pitcher on the slate. I know he's not the Darvish that he was when he was like really dominant back in like the Chicago days and in the Dodger time. I think pre-COVID he was a much better pitcher, but now I think he still is, in the context of the slate, is pretty decent. Milwaukee has some left-handed power that they can throw out there against them, but it's in a decent pitcher, Paul Behrk. It looks like the wind's going to be blowing in a little bit, so I think he'll be perfectly fine being your SP1 on both sites. So Milwaukee is a GPP. If ownership's going to be high on them and you want to go in another direction, definitely see it. Definitely get the lefties in there. Wong, Yelich, Tellez, Narvaez, maybe Jace Peterson moves up in the lineup a little bit. Mixing a righty or so if you want to go 5-man, fine with that. Padres on the other side. Cronenworth, I think, is fine against Ashby. Machado, Profar. I don't know if I'd play Hosmer there. You might see like Voit move up in the lineup and Hosmer move down there. And I like Voit against the lefty here, Myers. So definitely Padres are in the play here. And then final game, you have the Oakland Athletics, the Seattle Mariners. You have Blackburn, who's had a really solid season so far, and Robbie Ray, who can get strikeouts, but he's giving up home runs and runs too. And just same for a couple slates here. It just doesn't seem like something's right with him. He's not the same pitcher he was last year by any means. So, but maybe it'll come, and maybe Oakland is the get right spot because they just don't have a great lineup. So I think I definitely prefer Blackburn over Ray, but I definitely would not rule out playing Ray. I think the A's make a good cheap fill-ins in any format too, and Seattle I think would definitely make a GPP stack if for some reason they, especially the lefties here like Fraser, Winker's just way too cheap. He let off tonight. If he's leading off again, that might be a decent one. JP Crawford's been a little bit quiet after a hot start, but I think he can pick it up again. Julio Rodriguez is really a great young rookie. A's bullpen isn't great, so if they get past Blackburn, I think there's merit in playing him too. So, like I said, the slate doesn't have like a lot of great options for you, but I think there's some good ones here. So, how to make the builds for cash? Took Darvish. Obviously, I'm going to stack the Dodgers, and I think I'm going to go with that. Ray isn't right, and the A's are really cheap, and I'm going to play 5 of the Dodgers and then fill in with A's or San Francisco or cheap bats there. For my SP 2, Blackburn potentially, but then I might have to give up a A's bat or a Dodgers bat, so I might just play some Pucky, the Mets rookie at 5-5, and just hope he goes out there and against a watered down San Francisco lineup and gets enough just to make value, and then just let the bats take over and have a good afternoon for that one. FanDuel, kind of the same thing. Darvish SP1, And then I'm going to be stacking again the Dodgers, definitely taking 4 of them, and then mixing in some A's or San Francisco or whoever else fits. But the Dodgers and Darvish are the priority for me. Then in GPP, I'm just going to take Blackburn and Ray. I'm giving up the win, but that's fine there. I think both of them are decent. If you don't like that, then I'll put Urias in for Ray if you're trying to capture the points for the win on DraftKings there. And then I'm stacking the Mets, and then I'm probably going to fill in with San Francisco there. Just stacking that game. GPP, I think I'm going to take Ray again. If you don't want him, that's fine. If you want to pay up a little bit more and take Blackburn, I get it. Again, stacking the Mets and then throwing in San Francisco for the fill-in. So that's the slate. Like I said, it is a Tuesday night, so I'm going to go get some sleep, and I will get up early tomorrow morning, and I'll break down the main slate for you, and I'll try to get that video up in the morning. So appreciate you guys watching. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter at MegaRover31. Want more information on FSi DFS, then go to the description of the video, and all the information there in our program is there. So thank you for watching. Please give us a like, subscribe to our channel so you know when our videos are coming out. Share with your friends, you know, what the great things we're doing here. It's cool. Like there's been uptake in video watching this week. You know, we're looking at like 300 views a day, which is great. I appreciate all you guys and girls or whoever is out there watching us. That's awesome. Hopefully we're helping you. Hopefully you watched yesterday's video and you played some of the plays that we talked about, and you're making some bank tonight. So, you know, love it. You know, share some of those screenshots with me, you know, send them to me on Twitter, or, you know, just want to hear the success you're having here, and let us know if there's anything else we can do to help you out. So again, I'm MegaRuler31. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time for the main slate video.